Alright, so AWTD has dropped a new patch, and they buffed a lot of old favorites of the players. They dropped a lot of like old favorite characters and they buffed them. So that's really nice. And they also nerfed Mustang, which is gonna piss off like a lot of people, especially some of the people in the AWTD Discord questions chat. 'Cause a lot of them glaze Mustang for some reason. But whatever. So we're gonna showcase all the buffs of the units except for Toji, because he's literally just, they increased the duration of his passive, of his secondary ability when you set him the strongest. So there was no point in testing him. So every single unit is gonna be off lead, but it's gonna be boosted by leader, boosted by Senku and Aqua. So we're gonna start with Blessing Rain. All these boosts are maxed. Okay. So just on placement with all these buffs, Death the Kid is doing a 200k every 0.25 seconds, which is going to be around close to 800k DPS, which like off lead, which is incredible. And on top of that, you have that crit chance. It's pretty low, but it's all right. Then you upgrade him twice to his last upgrade with the super low SPA, and he's still doing 1,000,000 damage with a 40% crit chance on the super low SPA, which is kind of crazy to me. Like, they made him a lot better with a 900% damage boost. So we'll keep going through his upgrades onto the line upgrade, then he gets his full AoE upgrade. And now we're at close to 100 million damage every 80, with an 81% chance to crit, and a 6 SPA. His range is alright compared to some of the other units that exist in the game now, but that damage is really good and definitely makes him usable again. Like, he was already pretty decent before his buff. He was alright. He was definitely out of meta, but he was alright, still usable. And now he's really good. Like, that was a really good buff they gave to him. But we're going to move on to the next unit, which is Reagan. They buffed his damage by, I believe, 900% as well. Damage increased by around 900%. Passive changed to lucrative and crit. And his cost was decreased by around 80%. 85%. Which is low-key insane. Okay, and apparently, because I just got a DM, Death the Kid, with just the buffs that we were using, had about 36.2 million DPS. Off lead. Which is insane to me. Like, that's actually pretty good. I didn't think Death the Kid would be usable again. I kind of completely forgot about him. But now we have Reagan, which his damage is still alright. It's still alright. It would be about 16 million-ish, like 12 to 16 million with that leader buff. Maybe even a bit higher. Whenever I, like, give the, what the number would be with a leader buff, I'm just thinking of 100%. I'm not trying to do all the 115 stuff in my head. Just giving a quick estimate. But what makes him good is now lucrative makes a lot more money. Plus $50 per upgrade per attack. So basically at this max upgrade, which is upgrade 10, he is going to be giving $500 per hit. Or not, yeah, each of them is going to be giving $500 per hit. So that's $2,000 whenever all four of them attack an enemy. And if you get momentum on him and drop his SPA, he'll be making money pretty often. Which, that's pretty good. Like, that's a lot of money. The only thing that I feel like would make Roger better is the fact that he has that bounty, which does ramp up really, really fast. But Reagan is definitely a decent option to make money. Especially if you stall like crazy. Like, that would be a great way of making a lot of money. But there's not really much to him. Like, wait, he's only 10k? Oh, he's only 10k. Wait, that changes a lot. That's kind of crazy that he's only 10k. But yeah, that's all there is to Reagan. And now we have Nagumo, which they gave him a 50% damage increase because they felt that he was getting out of meta way too quickly. So they gave him some more damage so he would be like usable again, I guess. So we max him out. So with Nagumo, when you max him out, or I think get his final attack effect, Nagumo actually he has every single passive in his random, like every attack at once. I don't remember what all is in his random. I think something with like bleeding, crit, and some other stuff. But we're looking at like without a leader buff, 8 million, which would go up to around 16 to 20 million with all those passives. Which, you know, let's just spawn a mob real quick. Show damage output. Why is my game so laggy? Holy. Set the game to 1 times. Hello? Yeah, bleed, hemorrhage, crit. Oh, so he's doing hemorrhage and crit and bleed, I think. Oh no, just hemorrhage. Oh, we also just slow. Unless that's someone else attacking. Is Aqua attacking? No. Yeah, so I think it's like slow, crit, and bleed and hemorrhage or something. But that's actually still some pretty good damage. Because you have those proccing for a lot of damage. Okay, we'll remove the enemy real quick, and we'll move on to Alukard, who I am very excited for. So his buffs specifically, hold on, let me go find them. Okay, so his damage was increased by around 300%. So he still has Bloodthirsty. I'm going to assume that he retains Bloodthirsty throughout his upgrades. And he does. Okay. But then they changed the River of Death ability. The manual wave cap was removed. If the manual is used before wave 30, his summons will have the HP of 50,000 times the kill counter. If the manual is used after wave 30, enemies will have 100 million HP times his kill counter. Font color equal RG. I don't think that was supposed to happen. Okay, back to the showcase. We're looking at 25.7 million without like doing anything and without a leader buff, so it'd go up to about 50 million, which I believe River of Death does also boost Alukard. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn around real quick. I don't know why my game is so laggy. We're gonna change the speed to like 100 times. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me try this. That didn't really help. Okay. Set the enemy HP to like 1 and let's just get some kills on him. Okay. So we'll pop River of Death. Yeah, now he does this whole thing. And there we go. Now he becomes Dracula. But before we do that, let me go take a look at this. This summons. So he should be summoning 144 mobs with 7 million HP. Which that would be pretty decent in prog if you can get a good amount of kills on him. But I feel like 50k is a bit low, especially for the more modern stages. But yeah, now his damage doubled up to 50 million. And I could have sworn he got full AoE. Unless I'm tripping. Yep, there we go. He is full AoE. And on a lead, that would be over 100 million damage with Bloodthirsty. And then Bloodthirsty deal 4 times damage to bleeding enemies. So 400 million a hit. With his passive, which is already pretty good. So it'll be about 400 million every 6 seconds, which is actually kind of like, I actually think that's really good. Considering that there is an enemy bleeding. But I mean, I think that Alukard definitely got a well-deserved buff. But does that mean you're not going to do anything with him on the Halloween update? That's kind of concerning to me. I guess we'll have to wait and see. As Tax like saying, wait and see. And we just gotta hope that they give this goat an Evo on the update. Although who knows? But next, who is next? That is a very good question. Yami. So next up, you have Yami, who was an old Abyss unit that I never got. So his damage is increased by about 700%, and they added counter to his main passive. So he's now counter and void, which the counter is definitely a nice touch. But now his damage was boosted by a lot. Okay, wait. Would they make his line bigger? Because that's actually a pretty decent line. Okay, so now we just gotta wait, make sure Aqua is applied, which it should be. 50 million with Void, which Void is superpower and decay. So we're thinking on a lead. On a lead, we'll say about 120 million times 5 because of the decay at max, which is like 5. That's like a bill. That could be like a billion damage. Do I have damage numbers on? Oh, not speed, not speed, not speed. Wait. Why are the damage numbers not showing? Come on, AWTD. Work. Yo. AWTD has no bugs. Okay, 20 mil. 20 mil. Void 70. Wait, not Aqua. Wait, where is... Is it based on how low? Should spawn like an ambush. An ambush enemy? Oh. That's right. Okay. But let me summon an enemy with less HP. 10 billion maybe? And we need ambush. Wait, no, hold on. Wait, not remove units. Oh my god. I did not mean to do that. Okay, let's try that again. Wait for Yami to get his damage back up. Everything should be applied. Why is he doing less now? Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, 50 mil with the counter. But then as that HP starts to get lower, the damage number should start to get a lot higher. So we'll set the speed to like... $20. Yeah, that number is starting to go a lot higher. Oh, I killed it. I'll lower the HP of the enemy to like 2 billion. That did like 600k in a single hit. I watched the HP jump down. 600 mil in like a hit. But I feel like the problem is because the Void also does decay. If you're on like a high HP, I mean, his DPS is, his max DPS with max decay is actually really good. But I still don't see myself using Yami even if I had him. Like, especially over like Death to Kid or something. So let's go on to the next unit real quick. So next up is going to be Dobby. which the buff they gave to him was 150% damage increase, or about there. And the manual damage cap of 1 billion was removed for his ability. Alright. So they're all maxed. So we'll wait for Aqua's boost to be applied. Okay. So 3 million on each with cremation, which is blue flame and some other effect. Which so blue flame just does that, and then stackable effect. The damage of this effect increases depending on how close the enemy is to this unit. Damage decreases according to increases according to max range. Bleh. Buff the damage of flame passive by 25%. So the closer they are to Dobby, the more damage that it will do. So let me actually make it so the enemies move. Set the speed to 2x. Make the enemies move at like a speed of 4. Set the enemy to boss. And we'll spawn in an enemy real quick. So 6 million a tick from blue flame. They're getting all the ticks of damage. Let me actually set the speed to 1 times. 9 million a tick with Arcanist on each one of them. Which is actually doing pretty well against a 3-bill enemy. And then his ability Phosphor, buff the unit's attack by 3 times for 120 seconds. Deal total damage to enemies in range. After the effect ends, sacrifice this unit. So if we pop Phosphor. Which, oh, it activates for all 4 of them. Oh no, just one of them. Why did all of them do the animation though? Unless they all attacked. But now this one, his damage goes up a lot. And then it will do his total damage. But removing the damage requirement on that actually makes it pretty good. And Dobby seems kind of decent. I mean, his damage is alright. The damage output they're doing. Especially off lead. And I keep forgetting Yami was also off lead. So then whenever that time ends, how long is it? 120 seconds? Okay, it's not gonna remove enemy. Okay. Dobby's actually kind of good. About to be Moon Princess V2. Oh yeah, he kind of is gonna be. His damage can scale decently quick. I wouldn't call him trash. Okay, now we're on to Mustang, who's going to be the last unit. And I am expecting him to be ass. Because they nerfed his damage by around 50%, I believe. Damage decreased by 50%. Crit rate reduced, both on placement and per upgrade. Damage increase gained from secondary passive reduced to 100% instead of 150%. So his damage is going to be a lot lower. We're 800k off lead. So that'd be 1.6 million ish. And then his wow. So we'll set the speed to 10. Summon an enemy with a lot of HP. And wait, no, that's 1. Set the speed to that. And then we'll just wait for his meter to full. Am I bugging or is that just super slow? Even on 10x speed. Oh yeah, but it does go up a lot faster as he goes. Or is it based off how many enemies he hits? So like if I spawn more enemies. Am I bugging or is it just not going up anymore? It ain't going up no more. Yeah, Mustang's decent now. He's definitely not like OP as hell anymore. Like, he'd be doing like 3-4 million with this super low SPA. I mean, Mustang's definitely still good, but he's not the insane unit he was. Like before Mustang was a bit crazy, to say the least. Like his DPS was insane. But yeah, that's every single unit that was buffed in this AWTD update. And hopefully we get our next update soon. Please, devs. The Halloween update. If they release any more buffs with, or like patches with a lot of buffs, then I will definitely do another showcase on them. But I would definitely say all the buffs were actually pretty good and made all the units have a like usable again. Especially Reagan. Like Reagan was garbage for as long as I've known, like as long as I've been playing the game. Now I would actually somewhat consider using him. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Yeah, that's it. Bye.